Hello, YouTube. Caldellus Gamer with Soul Calibur 4 with my queen, Ivy. So I was rewatching my latest YouTube video that I posted. I was a little disappointed with the volume input. Well, lesson learned, and that's how, you know, you learn through mistakes and trials and errors. As long as it doesn't kill you, and of course as long as it doesn't damage you that badly. Mistakes is kinda harmless if you think about it. So yeah, harmless mistake, but valuable lesson, and can't wait to be a professional YouTuber and content creator, of course. So as you can see, you guys, I'm playing live with Soul Calibur 4. Got knocked out at the same time. And yeah, I'm very happy with the direction and what I'm doing. So just a recap what I was saying in my last video. I finally got the video capture card, came in the mail today, and now I get to stream and live stream my PS3 gameplay footage, and of course Soul Calibur 4. Man, I really love Soul Calibur 4 because of my queen, Ivy. Out of all characters, Ivy is my queen. I love her. And without a doubt, Soul Calibur 4, she is peak in this game. Without a doubt. If you guys were to Google Ivy, the first thing you will see is her Soul Calibur 4 design. Ivy was absolutely peak in this game. However, she was only peak in terms of design, and that's it. Soul Calibur 4, what was peak was the character guess, because of Darth Vader and Yoda, and of course Starkiller from Force Unleashed. But that was in an era when video games were a lot better, especially with recent video game of Lackluster that's coming out. And speaking of Lackluster, a lot of newer games do not interest me right now. And because of that, I was thinking featuring some of the older games on my YouTube channel. Especially the fact that they're all cheap and because they already paid for it, so don't have to spend a dime. And speaking of not spending a dime, I am planning to spend a little money on my favorite video game, War of Tanks, which is my favorite online video game, because a special event is happening. If you guys recall, I promised not to spend any money on War Tanks unless a special event with, loot boxes is happening. Which is super rare when it comes to, seasonal, yearly season War Tanks. So when it comes to video game in general, I do not mind spending money. But I do have to watch my spending for the sake of finance. Because obviously, as an adult, I gotta watch what I spend. Man, Ivy is so peak here. I know I sound like a gooner, but let's be real, guys. Beauty and female beauty really do sell video games. That's why Stellar Blade was popular. Stellar Blade was popular because yes, the female protagonist, she was attractive. Ooh, a little glitch there. It seems like I'm gonna have to investigate how to stabilize my software, because right now things are a little unstable. But yeah, I'm getting the hang of it, of all this video editing and YouTube stuff. But I really want to do this, and more importantly, ooh, man, Valda hit me with a nice trick over there. So yeah, we really want to make a good YouTube channel and have a good gaming community, which is why in War of Tanks I made an announcement that I made my own clan, and hopefully I could, have a good gaming community as a clan leader. Now that I think about finding Waldo, if you guys pay close attention to what I said in my last video, I was talking about Ivy and her lore. Voldo, without a doubt, I think he's a masochist. a weird masochist. Oh come on! I'm trying to do the special move here. Oh man, I couldn't do the critical hit. Darn. Okay. So what I was saying, Voldo, I think he's without doubt a masochist, and I think he's the only one that comes close in terms of Ivy kinkiness. Ivy is absolutely peaking in Soul Calibur 4, especially in terms of kinkiness. But if you guys pay attention to Soul Calibur of the entire roster, you will notice that Ivy, she only goes that far. Everyone else barely reaches her. The only thing I could think of that reaches Ivy levels of kinkiness is Waldo and Taki. Taki though, she has a purpose why she dressed like that, because she's a ninja and she's trying to infiltrate, so that's why she wears a very skin tight clothing suit that you can see the outline of her body. Voldo, he's just a weird, you know, kinky fighter, but he comes somewhat close to Ivy. Now Ivy, she's definitely, without a doubt, a sadist, but her methods of fighting and how she fights, especially in the world where, you know, there's supernatural beings and very dangerous human, is very questionable. The only armor she has is her left shoulder / arm pauldron. That's clearly armor, but everything else is very vulnerable. So it makes me wonder, is Ivy is secretly a masochist? Because another fun fact about Ivy, in case people don't know about this, Ivy is not a normal human. If you guys pay attention to the Soul Calibur lore, aside from her father, which I'm finding her father right now, her father is a supernatural zombie, an evil zombie, that's still cautious and self-aware. Ivy herself, she conducted alchemy experiment on herself, and oh, I won that bad. I thought I was gonna lose. Well, Ivy, she conducted alchemy experiment on herself, and as a result, she has an amazing youthful body. But it makes me wonder what else it granted her aside from youth, beauty, and top physique. I'm 1000% certain that it gave her somewhat close immortality, because her father was the original alchemist, and her father's goal was trying to obtain immortality through alchemy. Ivy followed her stepfather footstep, and I forgot to say stepfather because in the lore, her adopted parents were not their real parents. I know, shocker when I say adopted parents. But yeah, her adopted father was trying to obtain immortality through alchemy, and Ivy kind of followed that footstep after her adopted father passed away, and of course epically failed with the alchemy stuff. So when Ivy did alchemy on herself, you could say that she was somewhat successful, and as a result, she got herself an amazing female body. But I do sometimes wonder, since the game is all about, you know, using weapons and hitting your opponent lethally, but of course Soul Calibur as a game is not a Mortal Kombat game, so there's no blood and gore like Mortal Kombat. I do wonder if Ivy is not only a masochist aside from being a sadist, but she also secretly has a death wish, because I sometimes wonder if she herself is a, you know, semi-immortal. Because I will imagine if Ivy dressed up like that, she will easily get cut, slash, impale. You know, horrific things happen to her. And yet she's always looking like that. Looking at her best physique. I mean, look at Siegfried, for example. Siegfried, he has a scar. And yet Ivy doesn't have a scar. And if you read the lore about the other females characters, you could tell that the other female characters, they were just gifted in combat, but they didn't really experience combat or, you know, experience anything else. But Ivy, she definitely had lots and lots of experience of combat, and she was exposed to evil, wicked creatures, especially demons. So once again, it makes me wonder if Ivy is both a masochist and has supernatural healing and near immortality, kind of like Deadpool or Wolverine. And at the same time, it makes me wonder if the creators of Soul Calibur 4 drew inspiration with the anime called Ren Daughter of Miniso. For those of you guys don't know, Ren Daughter of Miniso is an anime where the main protagonist is a beautiful female private detective, but the detective is not a normal human. She's an immortal. Damn, I lost. I'll try it one more time. So, yeah, in Ren Daughter of Miniso, the anime, the main protagonist is a female immortal private detective, and she is beautiful. And that anime showcased her sexiness, just like how Ivy is showcasing her sexiness in this game. Ooh, glitch. So again, it really does makes me wonder if the creators of Soul Calibur 4 drew inspiration from that anime. And just like that anime, in Soul Calibur 4, if you guys notice the art theme, it has a lot of vibe from Dark Souls. And I clearly remember in that anime of Ren Daughter of Miniso, it also had some medieval Dark Soul themes. So, once again, makes me wonder. And of course, just like that anime and Dark Soul, here in Soul Calibur 4, the theme of desiring immortality is also here. So, Ivy's adopted father wanted immortality, and Ivy was trying to complete her father's work by conducting alchemy on herself, and it makes me wonder if she obtains semi-immortality. Because once again, just like you're seeing here in the gameplay, Ivy is getting cut, slash, impale, and yet she is exposed, vulnerable, especially her delicious breast, butt, her hips, they're all exposed. So once again, it makes me wonder if Ivy is secretly a masochist. You never know. But it does make me wonder. If they ever make Soul Calibur 7, I kind of wish they explored that a little more in the lore. And of course, more importantly, if they ever make Soul Calibur 7, I really hope they bring back this design. This design is absolute peak Ivy design. Damn, I think I'm gonna lose here. Yeah, I'm gonna lose, because Star Killer in this game is very powerful, not to be triumphal with. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lose. Come on, sexy Ivy. Use your sexiness. Nope, that wasn't enough. Well guys, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching. Dallas Gamer, over and out, and don't forget to like and subscribe, all that jazz. Yep, lost. Well guys, stay tuned.